Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our small footprint. My name is Nyssa, and we are a family of 8 who live off-grid in Australia. And that's a bit of a shout out to Emster because I remembered to do an intro this afternoon. It's because it's a bit of a chat video, I suppose. So it is Saturday afternoon, and I normally put out some sort of a catch-up video on the weekend to say hi and catch you up on everything. And so I thought I'd do it this afternoon, and I'll put it out tomorrow morning after I edit it and stuff tonight. So happy weekend, everyone. We have spent the day finishing off the second part of the chicken pen. So the chicken pen behind me is the 3-bay chicken pen, and the first bay has the rescue chickens in it. The second bay now has our original flock in it, and the third bay will have the ducks. We haven't quite finished the third bay yet. We were planning on getting it finished, but what has happened is that because we're dodging trees and stuff when we are putting the netting up, we have run out of netting. So let me show you what we've got here. Okay, so the netting, I might turn you around and show you. So we have this netting across the whole roof, and this is mainly for hawks and things like that because they will swoop and try and drag a chicken away. Most of our chickens are too large for them to really take away these days, but we will have chicks in here at times and things like that as well. So we like to have that. We also end up with those the family birds, the little pigeons, crested doves, things like that, and they come into the chicken pen and they steal all the chicken food, and they can bring disease and stuff as well. So we prefer to have the pens roofed for our situation. So we just brought the old nesting box in that we already had. I've just found an egg here. So we just brought the old nesting box in from the other pen, but we will make something similar to the other pen for that as well, something nice. And we might put this on the ground for the ducks because the ducks like to roost down on the ground, and that one's a nice secure one that could go down on the ground for them. So the chooks, the original flock, are here in the pen. Nearly all of these chickens have been bred on our property. So Fox there is our rooster, and he's actually Rainbow and who we call Crazy Brown, which is the brown chicken in the back there. Crazy Brown and Rainbow's son is Fox. We believe, actually, he's got the cresting on his neck. He might have been one of the Sussex's babies. I think Crazy Brown just hatched him. But anyway, so most of these are related in some way. Like they're chickens that we've raised from different roosters because we've had quite a few roosters and things like that. So most of them are chickens that we've raised on the property. So it's if you hatch eggs from your own chickens, like if you've got your chickens that are acclimated to your area and you hatch eggs from your own chickens, then you generally will have chickens that are better acclimated to your weather as well. So our chickens all lay all the way through winter, not as heavily as they do in spring and summer, but they do lay all the way through winter. And part of that is because they're acclimated to us. So if we were to bring chickens in from Brisbane, their first winter, they would slow right down on laying because they'd have that shorter day, colder weather, things like that. So if we are going to incubate some more eggs, we will probably incubate it from this pen because these are all chickens that we have bred and we know the lineage of and things like that, rather than the pen with the rescue chickens in it. So when we collect eggs, we also would like to get some more. So we have some green eggers, some brown, some cream, and some blue eggers in here, it mixed through these breeds. All of them are crossbred, so I don't know what's what anymore, but we do get a range of eggs. So when I incubate, which I probably will, if I'm going to start some, it'll probably be in a couple of weeks. We don't like to start them too early because they have to be under heat for the first 4 weeks or so, and if we do it too early, then they have to be under heat but inside the house, which it gets really smelly. So you want it warm enough outside that I can have them under heat, but that they can be up on top of the house rather than inside. So we might do it within a few weeks. We'll start I've got a 24 egg incubator, so we'll see how many eggs we're getting from them once they've settled back into this spot, and we might look at incubating some of those from here to help replace, because a lot of these hens are getting pretty old, which is why they're not laying very much. We don't tend to cull our old hens. We just feed them until they've had enough, and they tend to pass fairly peacefully. So that's just the way we do it. But we will need to replace it. So we ended up with 20 of the rescue hens, and we've got 17 hens in here with Fox. So theoretically we could get up to 37 eggs a day, but I find it highly unlikely because the rescue chickens probably aren't all going to lay, and I don't think all of these girls lay every day either. I think that a lot of them are getting on a bit, but that's fine. That's why we have so many chickens. We don't mind feeding them, we don't mind looking after them, and we get what we get from them. All right, had to pause there because I forgot that we haven't rigged up the new chicken pen with the ability to open it from the inside. So I had to send a message to Darryl to come and let me out. So I don't remember where I was up to, but I was going to check in with the rescue chickens with you as well. So let's have a look at these guys. Let me turn you around so you can have a look at them. So these girls are already looking much better and fluffier, and we got our rainbow there. Chickens are all starting to feather up again and looking more fluffy. I hadn't realised how scrawny they looked until bringing all the other girls over. What are you looking at? Look. Oh, excuse me, that's my pants. No, stop. That's enough. Obviously that looks like food. So they have been laying in their boxes. They have been laying wherever they want. We've been getting 4 to 8 eggs a day-ish, just depending on who's laying, obviously. But they're starting to break up the ground, and they all are pretty happy. So they're settling in nicely, which is good. Alrighty. So it's pretty exciting to have both those chicken pens done, and then the duck pen is missing, as you can see, the netting up the back half so far, so I need to order another another bag. They're 4 meters by 10 meters, but they don't actually cover 4 meters by 10 meters by the time you stretch them, and because we're taking them around trees and stuff in the middle of it all, we have to weave it a little bit sometimes, and so the 2 pieces that we got didn't quite fit. So we are going to, so it's groceries. I leave for groceries on Wednesday. It's Saturday at the moment. So when I go on my grocery trip, I will do a budding strip as well and get some of that. And then we can move the ducks, and then we can turn the ground where the chickens were, and we can put all our berries in there. Just ongoing saga of tasks that need to be done and completed so that we can move on to the next one. But that's part of homesteading, isn't it? So anyway, that is the update on the chickens. Really nice to have the second pen done. Having both chickens out here means that we can more easily feed them and stuff. We do need to move the stock tank as well. At the moment I'm bucketing water out to these guys, which isn't so bad. They're chickens, they don't use a whole lot of water anyway. We are going to have to move the stock tank though. So we don't have any water on the property. We have to cart water in. So we have 1,000 litre IBC that we put on the back of the ute, and we use that to fetch water. There is a community bore that is about 15 minutes away. The water from the bore is not great. It's okay though, the animals don't mind. It took them a little while to get used to it, but they don't mind. But if we're putting it in our drinking tank, we filter it into the tank and we filter it out of the tank. In town, which is about 35 minutes away, there is a sandpipe that we can purchase water from that we cart water as well. So we have a main tank, a 22,500 litre is our main water tank. And then I have a garden tank that's 900 litres and a stock tank that's 1,300 litres, and we have some IBCs scattered around for different things. So the stock tank has a pump attached to it, whereas my garden tanks are on stands because I use drip irrigation, gravity-fed drip irrigation. So we're going to swap the stock tank out because it's on a stand and put it in the garden, and we'll probably just get another IBC to use for stock water because it's on a pump, so it doesn't have to be up on a stand. So that's all part and parcel of getting this done as well. We're going to move the manifold to, at the moment where we've got the water manifold, it's having to pump too far with the pump and it's taking too long, which is using too much power. So we're going to move that closer to the tanks as well, but I'll take you along as we do all that anyway. That probably all didn't make a whole lot of sense when I'm talking in the abstract, but I know what I'm talking about. So for the moment, we're bucketing water out here. That's fine. We are going to put that middle section there, we are going to put a little bit of an overhang, and that's where we'll have the feed stored and stuff. Once we get that done, a little bit of a roof coming off the pen so that we can have the buckets of feed and stuff there. At the moment, they're still over at the other pens, because the pig food has to be over there and stuff anyway, but we're still working it out. Once we get this finished, ducks moved, then we can pull down the other chicken pen and things will progress a little bit faster than that. We also are putting a biofilter on the pond for the ducks in here. Eventually, I'll grow some of their own greens using the aquaponics, but it's with ducks. Duckponics, whatever you want to call it. So we will do that eventually as well. All, things that need to be done. I also need to start my spring seedlings too. So there's a lot of things that are going on. So I have groceries coming up. I will leave here on Wednesday. I have a couple of people that I'm showing the Thermomix to while I'm in Brisbane. So that's cool. I will do a couple of demos while I'm there to people that I know mostly, just because it gives me practice and you never know, they might be interested in one. We'll see. Then we have all the other groceries and stuff to get done. So over the next few days, I need to do my inventories of the fridges and freezers and that sort of stuff. There has been a few things that, because we moved from 4-week to 5-week to 6-weekly shopping, there has been a few things we ran out of this month. We ran short on potatoes. Darryl had to buy some from in town, which is never a particularly cheap endeavor, but we bought a few kilos just so that we had them there to use as well. We're on our very end of the last ghee jar, but we also have probably been using more ghee than normal because I got the Thermomix, so I've been baking a little bit more than normal. And we're on the last jar of rendered lard too. So I'm going to have to contact the butcher and get them to put some more fat aside for me to render some more lard. And I probably won't be buying more ghee than we already do because I think that we just need to stop using it as much. There's a lot of dairy-free vegan type butter spreads, mayonnaises, butter spreads, margarine type things that you use deodorized, purified coconut oil as one of the main ingredients, as the base of it. And I bought some of that with my honest to goodness order so I could try mixing that up. So if I've got that, the kids might use that more and then the ghee becomes less used. And I might be able to replace things like hollandaise I've been using ghee in, and that uses a fair bit of it unnecessarily. So I might grab that and see if that works. We shall see. So there's a few things that I'm still working on in quantity wise to figure out to last for the 6 weeks, so we'll have to work on that as well. I will sit down and do some planning, and I'll do a video with that like I do most months to show you where we're at, quick shots of the pantry and the fridge and the freezer and stuff to show where we're sitting at with that. We've still got a fair bit of meat because we still have beef from the quarter cow obviously, and pre-made chicken Kievs, pre-made sausages, not huge amounts but a fair bit still sitting there, though we've got another week to use up some of this stuff. And while I'm gone, Darryl tends to use a lot of convenient stuff as well that I've pre-made, so we will see how well that lasts. But anyway, that's the plans for the rest of the week. So we're going to try and figure out what we need for the garden so that if I need anything else while I'm in Brisbane and at Bunnings, I can do that and work out the shopping and the inventory and things like that and get that sorted over the next few days. I've got a couple more food videos to come to you. I still haven't used that box of tomatoes that I got from the hamper. I've frozen a whole lot of the avocados in different ways, so I'll have to show you how that all froze up as well. And I've still got some zucchinis to get through, so I will probably shred a whole lot more up, make more zucchini bread, and potentially freeze some as well for using in other things and get them used up. But yeah, so there's a few more things that I've still got done that are ready to be edited and put out. So I should have a few videos out this week even while I'm gone for you. And then I'll come back, and Saturday morning I should have groceries for you to show you what I ended up finding and doing. Now, I have gotten a lot more comfortable with my phone and filming, which I'm filming on my phone at the moment too. So I may be able to film a bit more in the car. I also have a mount, not in the car, on the shopping trip. I also have a new mount for the car, so I might be able to film in the car as well. We'll see. We shall see. It's always a work in progress. But anyway, that is a bit of an update on the chicken pen, and we got the new chickens, and I've got a few little clips that I'll have put in here where we brought the chickens over from the other side and things like that. So hope you enjoyed the update, and I will see you again probably tomorrow. We'll see how we go, see what I get edited, and what else I have to get done. But it's been a relief getting this second pen done and getting the other flock of chickens out here beside it. It's been really nice to now have all the chickens in one spot, and once the ducks are out here, that will be awesome too. So thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I will see you again next time. Bye, guys.